Whew. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we are here and we are back. Oh man. And it has been quite the little adventure. Spider-Man brand new day. Video is gonna be up. Had some things that I had to take care of tonight. But alas, oh, we definitely have some things to talk about with this one. We're gonna get it started right off the bat here. Yeah, Spider-Man crushed Supergirl at the box office. Destroyed it, obliterated it to 1,000 different pieces. Is anybody really surprised? No. No, you are not. No one is surprised that Spider Man destroyed Supergirl at the box office. As no one should be. No one should be at all. But alas, we're here for some spoiler talk. Some Mr. Sinister's thoughts on Spider Man Brand New Day. And oh yeah, we got a lot to talk about. We have got a lot to talk about, folks. First things first. Oh man. So all right. Did I enjoy Spider-Man Brand New Day? Thought it was good. It's a good movie. I recommend that people go see it. But that is barely hanging by a thread. Barely hanging by a thread on this, folks, for Spider-Man. Be a slam dunk for me. Thought it was gonna be a slam dunk, thought I was gonna love it. You've seen my critiques before, my reviews. I know as soon as I leave the theater, if I want to turn around and go right back inside, go right back in. Great movie. Thought I was going to have this with Brand New Day. I did not. I did not. I will be seeing it again, though. Review will be out tomorrow, though. Oh boy, we got some things we got to talk about first. Oh, we got some things to talk about, folks. So here we go. We are going to jump right into it. Spider-Man Brand New Day. Gonna try and keep this in chronological order as much as possible. We've all seen the trailers. Scorpion. Scorpion is not really in this movie. He is not. Scorpion is not really in this movie, and neither is Tombstone. Tombstone is all in this movie for about 2 seconds. That is it. That's it. And it's not even the Scorpion really that is in this movie. What is happening? Did you miss me, Spidey? Yep, you get Mando for a little bit, and it's not even really going to be him. Now this is going to go back. Yes, I do have to see this movie again. Cross my T's and dot my I's. But that is because there is someone pulling the strings. That's not even much of a spoiler at this point. Yeah, it's Sadie Sink. Sadie Sink is Jean Grey. Jean Grey, Sadie Sink. We all heard those rumors right before the movie came out that Sadie Sink was going to be in Spider-Man Brand New Day. And guess what? She's Jean fucking Grey. Was everybody supposed to lose their minds over that? Was anybody that surprised? No. Probably the worst kept secret in the MCU. Sony, what have you. That Sadie Sink is Jean Grey. Were we really supposed to be that astonished or surprised? I don't think so at all. I don't think so at all. Don't think that was what people thought it was going to be. All right. Spidey's web shooters and powers. So now we got that out of the way. Sadie Sink, Jean Grey, Sadie Sink, easy peasy Japanesey. All right, fine. Movie starts off, you got Peter Parker ending off from his last movie, No Way Home. Doctor Strange wiped his mind. Done. He's out. People forget him. Ned, Zendaya. We're gonna get into that, folks. Oh, we are gonna get into Ned and Zendaya. That we are. Yeah, they have no idea who he is. And this is where I will give them their flowers. Dustin Daniel Cretton did Shang-Chi. Horrible movie. I did not like it. But he did good with this one. Shot visually very good. We have a grounded Spider-Man. Finally. Low level, but as much as you can. Doing Spidey things. Suit looked great. Suit looked great for Spider-Man. Cannot deny that one bit. Not for a single second. Suit looked incredible. It was very nice to see. I was very happy to see. But Spidey's got some issues. Can't have Zendaya back. Which I guess they're married now. Apparently. I mean, hey, look. Good for you, man. Give you your flowers. Congratulations. I'm sure Zendaya is a very lovely missus. I am sure. Doesn't really say anything controversial. Whatever she just does her thing. Loves her man. Cool. Good deal. That woman phoned in her fucking performance and she did not give a shit. You could have completely taken Zendaya out of this movie. It would have mattered none. It would not have mattered a single second. It would not have mattered at all. But Peter's gonna be having some issues. He's gonna be going through his little stalking phase, as you will. Wants MJ back, wants to tell her, hey, you're my girl. He wants to just let it all out. Can't do it. Can't do it. Wants to keep her safe. All right, fine. So he just stalks her and Ned on social media. All right, fine. Do your thing. But I think you could have done this much better personally. Oh, yes. But as I said, we're going to be looking at all this stuff now because now can't have MJ back, can't have Dead back. Punisher is in this movie. They apparently know each other. They have it. They have a thing. They have a weird ass little relationship. That's fine. Okay, go for it. Do your thing. But if anybody thought that you nothing in this show, no Kingpin, no Daredevil, no nothing, just nothing. Okay, definitely did not make a lot of sense to me. Did not make a lot of sense to me at all, folks. But one thing still that we have to remember, even though that's how they wanted to do it, it made no sense. Fine. All right. Whatever. Because Peter is still going to be doing everything he can to try and get a hold of MJ. He wants the missus back, folks. He wants the missus. So he's just creeping on her. She's got a new little boy toy. Doesn't like it, not his thing. All right, fine. Again, you could have taken her completely out of this movie. You could have had Black Cat, something, or the real Mary Jane. Could have been something. Did nothing. Nothing. God. But I did enjoy this movie. I do recommend that people go see it. But I have a lot of problems with it. Hopefully, can work some out. Let me know in the comments section, folks. Let me know what you thought about Spider-Man Brand New Day. But she absolutely sells a very flatline, low-level performance in this movie. And she did not give a shit at all. She phoned in everything. Okay. Peter's powers are going to be having some issues. So, the only thing that Peter can do is he's going to give himself an inhibitor. But before he can do that, damage control, organization through here. And if you read the comics, you know that this guy is an asshole right off the bat, and he is the bad guy. He is the bad guy, folks. And apparently, Jean Grey is after what they call VMAX, which, as far as I'm concerned, we never got the full answer on what VMAX was. But Peter, being Peter, still goes out, does his thing, but he's going to be having some help. If it's not John Bernthal with him, he's going to have Detective with him. And I honestly forget her name because she is that forgettable. She is a race swap character from the comics. DeWolf, I believe, if my memory serves, that's who she was. Again, you could have taken her out of the movie, did nothing. That's she is his inside person on the police force. Okay, all good. I mean, I can work with that, folks. I think that is very feasible to work with. But she was absolutely pointless in this movie. So you got your bad guys. Then you see things getting blown up. And it hits the fan. Stuff goes sideways really quick, and it's not good. And yes, it is Jean Grey, Sadie Sink causing it all. Here's my biggest problem. And I covered this in my review, which will be out tomorrow, is that this was a horrible introduction for Jean Grey. This was an absolutely horrible introduction for Jean Grey. Because she either kills, wounds, or paralyzes, or mind fucks hundreds of people. Hundreds of people. And I guess they were just okay with that. Because her rules are, unless you're within 33 feet from Jean Grey, she cannot, well, I should say, she can jump from person to person to your mind. 33 feet. Okay. And I honestly was okay with that because it gives, honestly, some rules to the movie. Didn't mind that bad. Worked out actually okay. Not completely terrible. Not completely terrible at all. So I was okay with that. What I was not okay with, though, is that now he is going to be killing people. There is a absolute set of events where she just goes and pulls a guy in front of a car and he's dead and gets ran over and he is dead. She is not referenced as a mutant at all. She is not referenced as a mutant one time. That word, folks, is not mentioned at all. Not once. Not in this show. No, sir. Not in this movie. No, sir. Okay, fine. But you remember in WandaVision, what happened in WandaVision? Took control of people's minds, all right, enslaved them all, and then she was meant to seem and come off as the sympathetic and empathetic person. And that is exactly what they are trying to do with Jean Grey, and I think it was absolutely stupid. I think Sadie Sink was good as Jean Grey. She's sure as shit a lot better than Sophie Turner. I have a problem with Sophie Turner, but quite honestly, she was 1,000 times better than Sophie Turner. That's not saying much. Well, all right. And then this is all going to be done because Sadie Sink's character, Jean Grey, had a sister named Sarah. Sarah Gray. Sarah Gray was taken by damage control and inevitably killed for her powers. That is why they wanted her. So she has been plotting her revenge. Plotting the revenge just to get her sister back, but she is gone. They find out that she is dead. Why Jean Grey didn't just try and mine hop and get closer to him, I have no idea. She could have had all the opportunities in the world to do so, didn't even do it. Fine. Made no goddamn sense to me. But the whole WandaVision thing, yeah. This was a horrible way to introduce your mutants into this universe. Because I'm probably pretty sure she should be in fucking jail. The one guy is just flat out dead. Other people have been shot. And when everybody is, let's see. When everybody's in here getting blown up, that is absolutely Jean Grey's fault. Because there's a bomb in the tank that goes off, and she just skips everyone's mind to get out of there. Yep, they're all dead or severely wounded or paralyzed. Yeah. And you wanted this to be the sympathetic means for Jean Grey that we were supposed to care about? I think not. I don't think that was a good idea at all. Because I am not buying that shit. But there are things to admire about this movie, and there are things that I still do like, and that I will give them their flowers on. Looks, shot, beautiful. The action scenes are very good. They are very good action scenes, and I am glad. Because there is sequences in this movie where Tom Holland gets his little puberty going on again, and he gets enhanced powers. Senses everything he cannot control them, so he needs to make an inhibitor. And of course, when you are struggling with powers, best person for you to see is Dr. Ben. He is in this movie. He ain't in here fucking long though. That is for sure. Mark Ruffalo was either probably told, "Hey, look, we don't need you for a lot of press conference, bud. Like we got this covered. You're good. You can do something else. You can do something else." But alas, let's see here. There are going to be times in this movie. There are going to be a lot of times in this movie when you are going to feel like the writing was absolutely pointless. And unfortunately, there's a lot of them. But one of the things that they did do right, folks, is they got Savage Hulk because Jean Grey controlled his mind. But Spidey made the inhibitor, wanted to go out, go crazy. He's having some problems. His powers are out of control. Spider-Man makes himself an inhibitor to bring himself back down. Maybe if he just smoked a little weed, I think he would have been much better off. Spider-Man smoked a little bit of weed, I think he could have been A-okay. Not in this movie, though. So he asks some questions, finds Dr. Banner, tells him that it's going to be pretty much he needs a universal remote or controller. But at some point, Sadie Sink goes after the Hulk, but he pretty much kicks her out, and Savage Hulk takes over. Sadie, Jean Grey tries, and he says, "Nope, not today, bitch." And kicks her out, and Savage Hulk just comes out, and it was very good. As much as I hate Mark Ruffalo, and as much as a giant douchebag as I think he is entitled to his opinion, 100%. Not ever going to take that away from that little douche. But it was nice to see actually Savage Hulk do a lot of crazy shit. And I was glad to see it. Because even when Peter's powers are going a little haywire, he actually gets built in body web shooters. Nice to see. Nice to see indeed, but he was having a hard time controlling it. And they play a very good role when he's going after the Hulk. I gotta say, I liked it. I like what I saw. But unfortunately, folks, unfortunately, let's get this up here. Get that out. Unfortunately, now there is the hand in this movie. The hand is here, and they are pretty much reduced to a bunch of puppets. The hand, the hand, one of the most notorious gangs that is supposed to be out there in New York, just takes just takes their orders from the head of Department of Damage Control and is reduced to nothing else than a bunch of mere little puppets. That is what they are doing then at that point. Oh dear lordy. That I did not like at all. The fight scenes that they were involved in, web tornado action, I thought was very good. Very good. Looked awesome. I was very excited. I quite enjoyed it. Looked good. Looked good. But eventually that's going to leave Peter going to find MJ. Because Jean Grey takes control of her body and has no problem throwing her off the roof. You could tell immediately when her and Spider-Man were talking that he's trying to confess himself to her of his identity. There's a past, they're lovers, that's who they are, they're meant to be together, so on and so forth. Nope. You could tell immediately talking to Jean Grey, that's not her. Yeah. Again, this you want us to feel bad for Jean Grey, but she's throwing people off roofs. Yeah, of course, Spidey catches her. Great little callback. Even though some other Spider-Man couldn't catch girls when they're falling. No offense, Andrew. No offense. Catches her, realizes it's not safe because she knows that Jean Grey is going to get her right to Peter Parker because Jean Grey cannot get into Spider-Man's head. That she cannot, folks. That she cannot at all. He is able to somehow boot her out. And she does not like that. She wants to know why. Wants to go after him. Okay. But unfortunately, or fortunately, depending on how you want to look at it, folks, they have to go and keep MJ safe. They have to keep her safe, and they have to go to Frank. Frank Castle himself. He's got a secret little bunker. There could have been a lot of better moments that they had in this movie where you felt the honest to God emotion of this movie. You could have felt the weight of it all. Because there's one scene in there where talking about Frank's life, there's a cabinet, it's got pictures of his family, and she opened it, and he just kind of like he just slams it shut. And he goes, "No, this isn't a life. Like I don't have a life. This is a sentence." And that's it. It just ended right there. You could have done a lot more with that. They could have done so much more. So much more, and I think it would have been a lot better. A lot better. But I'm a guy with an opinion, folks, as I have always had. That would have been good to see at least. But unfortunately, or not, we did not get the rest of that. They could have been a lot. There's a lot of things that could have dived into this movie on. They could have dived into a lot of stuff that I thought would have been awesome to see, would have been great to see, would have been great for the movie. Nope, didn't do it at all. Not for a single second. Can't do anything about that, though. Unfortunately. But now they're at the point where, okay, yes, they Sadie Sink finds out that her sister Sarah is dead. Taught her how to skip mines only within a certain amount of feet, but can connect the dots and you can do it. Why didn't she do that at all with other people to go right after the big bad from the beginning? Why not? Could have been done. Could have been done. But nope. Not the direction that they took, not the route. They didn't want to go that way. Fine. Fine. Trying to get her to use her powers because essentially they want to weaponize Jean Grey. Want to weaponize her. And there was a great scene that they had that they could have used where Peter Parker is talking to MJ. And she pretty much says to him, "Look, you may have loved this girl in another life." Because she finds the letter. She finds a note that he was going to write to her and give to her and all that stuff. She finds it when he left to go deal with Jean. And pretty much he lets it out. We loved each other in this lifetime. That's who we were. And unfortunately, she's like, "Look, I'm not that girl. That's not me. I don't know you," so on and so forth. And that's gonna be pretty much it. That is gonna be pretty much it. It does not really go any further than that, unfortunately. Again, you could have gotten a lot more depth out of it. I think you can have gotten a lot more, honestly, compassion and understanding out of these characters had you honestly done that. But alas, they did not. They did not, folks. For reasons that I'm just not going to understand. But writing had a lot of issues with it because Jean Grey, as far as I'm concerned, is a fucking bitch. Went and mind raped about 1,000 people, killed the guy, wounded or paralyzed a bunch more, and got when the Scorp would, you know, Spider Man was quote unquote fighting the Scorpion, who was under mind control, by the way. Cop gets hurt in the vehicle. All that's on Jean Grey. But you want to set her up as some kind of empath for being a good person or anything? No. Sorry. Not going to be able to buy that one for a hot second. I'm not going to be able to buy that one at all. Not going to be able to buy that one at all. I think it's going to be one of the movies as time goes on. I like to stick to my convictions. It's a good movie. I did like it. But the problems in it are pretty big. And when you first introduce the quote unquote mutants that you're not going to call mutants and you bring them into this movie and bring them into this universe and they're a murderer and they're just mind blasting people like they did with Wonder Woman 1984 too. Great example. What did you think was going to happen? But they're just going to gloss over that like they're not even going to pay attention. There's a lot of things they didn't pay attention with in this movie. Oh, because there was a lot. Oh, there was a lot, folks. But like I said, there's good things. There are good things indeed. This has solidified Tom Holland to be an actual Spider Man, not Spider Boy, Spider Man. Grounded, sticking up for the little guys, getting the bank robbers, doing all this stuff. Great stuff. Great scene. Do I still think that he is my favorite Spider Man? He's up there now, tied with Andrew Garfield. Toby, legend. Love Toby. Toby was great. But for me, Andrew Garfield was the best, in my opinion. Tom Holland pretty much solidified himself that he's still young. He still got it. And I think we're going to get him, obviously, in Secret Wars, maybe one more movie after that, and he's going to call it quits. Guy doesn't need to do it anymore. He's done great. He has done great. And I think that's something to really be respected with this kid. He's done it. I do have to give my flowers to him. Well done indeed, young friend. Daddy's gonna ever see this? Call him a friend. He's not gonna give a shit. That's fine. Go ahead. But towards the end of the movie, towards the end, folks, he gets to have a sympathetic moment where she tries to still go and get in his mind. Okay. Gets to see Aunt May. And that's one thing Peter Parker does do in this movie. He goes and visits Aunt May, keeps flowers there. Love seeing that. Spider-Man shit. He's got the heart, fully brings it out, which I think that you needed to see. We needed to see that to really just give him that human capstone on it. Was good to see. Very good to see. I enjoyed it. Glad we did. I'm glad we were able to see that. But at the end, Frank Castle, he's got eyes on her and takes a shot from his rifle. Spidey puts himself in front of it. Frank Castle shoots him. And down goes Spider Man. Down he goes. Down. Boom. Catches the bullet. Gets blasted. And down he goes. And I thought, no, there's no fucking way they're going to kill Spider Man in this movie. Maybe they did, but they did not. They're not that stupid. Even though they did make Morbius, so they are pretty retarded, though. I will say that. But down he goes. Down he went. Fine. He does survive. Jean uses her little mystical powers on him. Has a little teared up moment. Little sad, a little empathetic as it was. And he lives. And who is in the hospital room with him? Just relaxing, just hanging out. It's the fucking Punisher. The guy's wanted by everybody. How did he get into the hospital? And he was just fine. He just walks right into the hospital. Frank Castle, the guy that's killed countless people, that's wanted by probably dozens of agencies, federal, state, local. He's just chilling out in the hospital room. Nobody says a thing. He goes right into the hospital. Nothing. Nothing. Not a word. Okay. Because there's a lot of things that just needed to be answered in this movie and weren't. That just wasn't answered. Peter Parker has access to like gene altering technology in his little apartment. Can someone tell me where he got that money from? Can someone tell me where he got that money from? Is it from Aunt May's inheritance? Because that stuff is like millions and millions and hundreds of millions of dollars. Did Pepper Potts give him a loan? We know freaking Captain Falcon America couldn't get a bank loan, so I guess Peter did. He has technology that is gene altering. Genetic enhancement and de-escalation technology he has in a Reiki apartment, and guess what? Still, Spider-Man has no job. Okay. Maybe Aunt May did some crypto stuff. Maybe she decided to just give him a little money. and was able to self-sustain himself. But that was never talked about. Never talked about, never brought up, never shown. Nothing. Nothing. That was it. And we got no answers to that. I think those answers would have been nice. If they would have given us some answers as to how he was able to afford that technology or something. Like I said, maybe Aunt May was doing a little crypto stuff. Maybe Aunt May, a little bit of money. The technology that he has with AI, with Eve, Evie, that he uses is way up there with Stark technology. Where he got it exactly, how it's funded, no idea. No idea, but there we go. That is Spider-Man because that is what Spider-Man does. Well, there we have it, folks. Like I said, I did like this movie. It was good, but there are a ton of problems with it. Jean Grey is an absolute fucking asshole. I do not like her. You wanted to introduce the mutants, which mutants are not called once in this movie. And let's face it, everyone knew she was Jean Grey. That was the worst kept secret that they could allow. Were we supposed to be surprised by this? And you have her kill that guy, just made him walk in front of a car. He's dead. He's not coming back. He is toast. She mind controls hundreds and hundreds of people. But remember, she's the victim. Just like what Wanda Maximoff did in WandaVision. No one will ever know what you did here today. Does everyone remember that? Wonder Woman 1984. Mind rapes Chris Pine's character that's in another body. But we are supposed to be empathetic towards Jean Grey. Could have had her in jail, and at the very end, at least where she could surrender herself, guess who rolls up in a fucking wheelchair? There you go. You got cut it there. Boom. Done. Could have done it right then and there. Would have been a little more interesting. Could have been a little more interesting. Now, a lot of things people say too. Peter Parker is still a stalker. He was stalking MJ and Ned. Yeah, I absolutely can see that. I can absolutely see how people still think Peter Parker is just a stalker in this movie, keeping tabs on the missus that has no memory of him at all. Okay, fine. But remember, Doctor Strange wiped everyone's memory of him. And at the very end of the movie, finally gives Ned his real name and gives him their secret handshake that he still remembered. Peter. And that's it. Boom. The Sorcerer Supreme magic was undone by a secret handshake. By a secret handshake. And it just cuts it right there. Boom. Done. Cuts it. The Sorcerer Supreme is magic that gets wiped clean from everybody is undone by a secret handshake. And it just cuts it right there. The more I talk about it, the more I talk about it, I dislike what I dislike. I love what I love. But the good does outweigh the bad, but not by much for this movie. Not by much. Not by much, folks, but I do think that people should go see it. Visually, looks great. Suit looks great. The biggest problems that, for me, is the writing. Writing, plot, side characters. Tombstone was in this movie for a blink of an eye. Scorpion wasn't even really in this movie also. You got Michael Mando, great actor. Barely in the movie because that is Jean Grey pulling the strings the whole time. Oh, God. But please, if people love this movie, I want you to let me know. I want you to tell me in the comment section if you loved Spider-Man Brand New Day. Most people are. This movie is going to clear easily over $1 billion. Easily. And what's even better, this one movie Spider-Man Brand New Day can make is gonna outshine the entire DC universe. It's gonna outshine Superman. It is going to outshine Supergirl combined with their opening weekend. Could you imagine that? So let's take a look right now. Oh, let us see. Spider-Man Brand New Day grossed an astounding $168 million on its opening day. On its opening day. Opening weekend, domestic $355 million. Global opening total 927 million worldwide. That is insane. That is insane. But that's honestly about what I would have expected. The fact that this single movie is destroying James Gunn's universe makes me very happy. I love it. I think it's great. I think it is great, folks, because this is going to be one of the things that James Gunn just could not deal with. Movie, if this movie is deemed divisive by a lot of people, eh, those who love it, love it. Those who hate it, hate it. There are some people that do not like it. That is understandable. I recommend it, not by much though, but I will give it the win over the sin. That I can say for sure. That I can say for sure. Because even though Spider-Man is alone, which is good. I like to see him struggle. I like the hardships. I think that's something good that Spider-Man had to go through. The guy needs to learn some structure. He needed to learn some balance. And I do think, all things considered, showing his inner struggles, which was good. Credit to the writing. Credit to everything else in this movie. That it can be done very well. But the parts of the writing are also its strengths and some of its biggest freaking weaknesses that we have seen. Jean Grey is an absolute asshole that should be in jail. I feel nothing for her, and she is not a good person. Oh, she is not a good person at all. Scorpion, you honestly brought him in not even really being the Scorpion. You brought Michael Mando in to be possessed by Jean Grey, and that was it. That was it. You could have taken the stuff out with the detective 100%. It would not have changed the movie at all. A lot of times we see with movies that a lot of people will say there's a good movie in there. If you would have taken 25 minutes off of this movie, just shaved off some of that filler, shaved off some of that extra bullshit, the filler crap, stuff with the detective, even get rid of some of that crap with Ned. Yeah, would have been a much better movie. And I have no idea who nicknamed Jacob Batalon, the guy that plays Ned, the CEO of Sex. You need some fucking therapy. No. No, 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 no. That is some things that I cannot help you with, nor will I ever. But it's good that we were able to see. I thought we were gonna get the human spider. Oh, I thought we were gonna get multiple arms, transform, half man, half spider. Oh, I thought we were gonna get that. That would have been awesome. But no. Again, there are things about this movie to love, and there are things that I absolutely did not like. That I did not like, folks. But the good does outweigh the bad. Let me know all of your thoughts in the comments below. And I do thank everybody that has decided that takes time out of their day to talk about these movies with me. I do appreciate it. We are going to have to do the House of the Dragon stream. I'm going to do that tomorrow instead. I got to finish up the Spider-Man video, but I do thank all of you. Let me know in the comment section below, folks. We are over 800 subscribers, and I appreciate all of you very, very much. As always, until we meet again.